This is the Engines of Our Ingenuity, made possible by the friends of KUHF Houston.
Today, a net of life. The University of Houston presents this program about the machines that make our civilization run and the people whose ingenuity created them. The history of technology might well be viewed as a history of protection. Stone tools to hunt and butcher, protecting us from starvation. Animal skins and woven textiles to protect us from the cold. Weapons of war to protect us from our fellow humans. But what about when the threat to survival comes wholly from within? In the United States, suicide claims 47,000 lives per year. That's more than twice as many as from homicide. It poses the question, can technology protect us from ourselves? The answer seems to be a qualified yes. Mental health professionals call it limiting access to lethal means. A case in point is the magnificent Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Since opening in 1937, the bridge has been the site of over 1,700 suicides, by far the highest in the country. There are 30 or 40 a year, or shockingly, about one every 10 days. It didn't have to be this way. The original design of the Golden Gate included a high fence next to the pedestrian walkway. But in the end, for reasons unknown, it was lowered to a 4-foot railing that virtually anyone can climb over. Why did they make it so easy? Read one poignant suicide note. Solutions to this problem have been proposed since the 1950s. A higher railing or a net below. A net was used during construction of the bridge and saved at least 19 workers who fell into it. But critics of these expensive barrier ideas pose the obvious question. Isn't someone who's determined to take their own life simply going to do it some other way? Surprisingly, research suggests the answer is no. Each year, scores of would-be jumpers are talked off the ledge. Of these, only a small percentage eventually go on to take their own lives. And of the 30 or so jumpers who have miraculously survived the horrific plunge, only 3 later perished at their own hands. For many of the survivors, it was, paradoxically, a transformative, life-affirming experience. Ken Baldwin felt instant regret the moment his hands left the railing. All of my problems are fixable, he suddenly realized, except for the one he had just created. Ken was lucky. He went on to become a successful teacher and advocate for a bridge barrier. And there are other examples of technology inadvertently protecting us from ourselves. In the UK, ovens were once fired with coal dust gas, high in carbon monoxide. Home gas chambers, they were ghoulishly called, and often were used as such. But when stoves changed to much safer natural gas, England's overall suicide rate plummeted 30%. Suicide is often an impulsive act and responds powerfully to limiting access to lethal means. So if technology can protect us from ourselves, will it in the case of the Golden Gate? In 2018, the city of San Francisco began construction of a steel net 20 feet below the bridge. It won't be 100% foolproof, nothing is, but will almost certainly discourage and save many of those drawn to this iconic span of grandeur and sorrow. I'm Roger Kaza from the University of Houston, where we're interested in the way inventive minds work.